From the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
All American News brings you our people's contribution to America and freedom. The great emancipator is honored on the anniversary of his birth. This annual ceremony takes place in Springfield, Illinois. Representatives Welters, Davis, Smith, and Messrs. Luttrell, Sloss, Hullett, Fay, Simmons, Nichols, and other well-known persons. Colonel Roscoe Simmons of Chicago was a prominent guest. Wherever democracy is known, Lincoln's name is revered. In his former hometown of Springfield, ceremonies are impressive. Senator Mills introduces Colonel Simmons. Representatives and senators meet. Simmons with Senator Mills and Senator Wimbish. Colonel Simmons is the first Negro to address the House and Senate jointly in the Illinois Capitol. Vernon Nichols, Superintendent of Public Instruction, congratulates Simmons on his fine speech. Representative Welters, Simmons, Hugh Green, Speaker of the House, and Representative Smith and Jenkins of Chicago, all inspired by the splendid address just heard. Former Speaker Schneckenberg with Speaker Green and Colonel Simmons. C.J. Wakefield, one of the best-known musicians in the country, appears at Knoxville College, Tennessee. His victory march inspires the students to display their B for victory. His appearance was before the Music Appreciation Group, a subject stressed at the college. The artist eagerly gives of his time and talents to encourage an interest in music. Lovely Ida James and Bud Pollard. Remember, she introduced Shoo Shoo Baby. Ida is seen in the New York studios of All American News with Director Pollard. She signs a contract. Ida and her smile will be seen in All American features. And here's Chris Columbus signing for himself and band. You'll see more of him and Ida James as well as other stars in forthcoming All American features. Also George Wilshire, Master of Ceremonies, who will be featured in the new production.
Busy Harlem Center. A civic celebration is staged to welcome the millionth serviceman to the center. He is given a watch. Later, he will be taken on a tour of New York's famous night spots. The Club, a mighty popular place with GIs, is conducted by Harlem's Recreation Division of the OCD.
Statue of St. Augustine, patron saint of this Louisville Catholic Church, celebrating its Diamond Jubilee. This church is on the site of the original St. Augustine's. A triduum, or 3 days of prayer, mark the anniversary. Here, Father Hines, the pastor, says Mass. Numerous parishioners, old and young, received communion during the celebration. The parish has a school. The teacher is Sister Teresa Leo. banquet for the children marked the event, but the celebration was devoted largely to prayer. Father Grottenhaler, assistant to the pastor. Incidentally, there are 300,000 Negro Catholics in the United States, and the Jubilee in Louisville marks another milestone in the rapid growth of Roman Catholicism among the race. Director Lane of the Urban League gives an illustrated talk. His subject matter is obvious. The cards tell the story. His audience appreciates the seriousness of what he has to say. With fighting men in the thick of battle, the job on the home front is to stay on the job. It can't be stressed too much. Recipe for early victory: get a war job and keep it.
This is a general meeting of interracial relations. Speaking is Judge Hasty, former aide to the Secretary of War. Dr. George E. Haynes, Master of Ceremonies. He accepts an award for Dr. Howard Odum, who was unable to attend. Haynes with Bishop Oxnard. The Edward Bernays Award, a scroll and a $1,000 bond for outstanding interracial achievement.
Heroes and families of heroes. Mrs. Koppel, Mrs. Davis, Hero Davis, Coxswain Koppel, and superior officers. William Davis, a steward's mate first class, receives the Purple Heart from Commander Clark. And a like citation is pinned upon the breast of Coxswain David Koppel. Koppel was reported dead after the D-Day invasion. But Davis, with Koppel at the time, rescued the coxswain, despite his own injuries. Both are from Chicago.
This has been a presentation of the Library of Congress. Visit us at loc.gov.